Hey folks, Steven here with Noble Arms, Firearms Education and Training. I'm gonna bring y'all a review video today. Man, it's been a while since I did a review video. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, but wasn't able to get my hands on this new weapon system that I've been wanting to look at, but I got it, so we're gonna do it now. Today, we're gonna do a review/comparison video. We're gonna review over the Sig Macro P365 XL, which many people are already aware of, and compare it to the newest model of the 365 series, the 365X Macro. Again, both of these are made by Sig Macro. The Macro is the most recent addition, like I said, to the 365 series. You have the standard 365, the XL, and then you have the Macro, right? Standard 365 is basically the same as this, only except smaller in slide and barrel length. But these are the two that are most closest to each other. That's why we don't have a 365 right now. So, the XL, many know it, many love it. This is actually the firearm that I have when I carry every day, when I'm just in my regular clothes and not at work. This is my everyday carry piece. It's an awesome gun. Even for my medium-sized hands, roughly medium-sized hands, I can get a good grip, just enough with the standard flush fit 12-round magazine that this comes with. Now, like I said, this is the gun that I carry. Sig Macro does provide the option of 15-round mags. They are not flush fit as they are here. They stick out a little bit, but Sig Macro does have that option. It's a standard option from Sig Macro. Okay, so here we got right now 12-round magazine, good grip, very nice texturing, not too aggressive. Even a lot of new shooters end up liking this, even though I tell them not to go to a smaller frame gun, but you know, they do what they want, and when they do, they typically choose something like this. So the texturing is real nice. It comes with a 3-dot sight system, a nice green front with kind of dimmed out whites in the rear. So that's the 365 XL. But the star of the show today, the Macro. The Macro is basically an XL, but grown up. It's brand new, so let's see if we can get it. The overall length of both slide and barrel is the same. The thickness is roughly the same as well. The width of the slide is the same overall. Coming here to the back, I want to make sure I keep this nice and straight. As we can see, the Macro does come up further a little down. But again, the Macro has something the 365 XL does not come with, and that is a standard flush fit 17-round magazine. That's right. That's where the Macro really shows its difference, is in its flush fitting 17-round magazine. So here we have a pistol, roughly the overall size of an XL, but with full size or duty pistol size capacity in the magazine. So that's pretty awesome. The sights for the Macro are similar, dimmed out in the rear, nice bright in the front, excuse me. The controls and everything are the exact same. This thing almost has the exact same fit and feel as the XL, with the exception, of course, the longer grip. I got a little bit more real estate here to grab a hold of and really get a much better purchase on that firearm. So magazine release located in the same place. Controls, all that exactly the same. There is one other addition to this particular model that I do appreciate that they did. It was a change that they made from the XL. With the XL, if you want to run a red dot, to which I have ran a red dot on this, on mine for a little while, didn't care for it, so I just switched back to the irons. Anyways, when you take off the back plate here for this weapon system, you're also removing the rear sight. So it's kind of like I'm losing my rear sight, and I've got to replace it with just my red dot. And the thing I have against red dots is that batteries die and glass breaks. So that's my big thing about red dots on pistols. What also made me more upset was the particular red dot that I had. It was the 6R Romeo 2. I can't remember the exact nomenclature, but it was made by Sig. It was a Romeo series. I was not able. It came with some rear sights. The red dot. I'm kind of jumbling. I'm sorry. The red dot, the Romeo that I had when I placed this on here, did have kind of like a makeshift rear dot sighting system. However, I could not line up my sights through the glass. It was not what's called co-witnessed. I could not see them through the glass. So it was basically your red dot or nothing else. Again, glass breaks, batteries die. So I didn't care for that. I didn't care to lose my rear sight. But with the Macro, they fixed that. The plate and the rear sights are independent from each other. You take this plate off and the rear sights, I know how to speak. The rear sights stay in place. So I do appreciate that change that they made with the Macro. Other than that, folks, it's the same Sig Sauer 365 that everybody knows and loves. It's an awesome pistol. Its trigger, I was kind of hoping that they were going to update the trigger a little bit, because in my opinion, the triggers on the 365 and the XL, they're kind of mushy. It's not really a crisp break at the end. It's kind of a mushy break. There's a lot of mush in there. Still mush. There's the break. And there's the reset. So the reset is not too bad. Flat face trigger, just like the others. So here's all of my take up. Still more, still more. There's the break. Go for the reset. So it's not a bad one. It's not a bad reset. It could be better, but it's not bad overall. So those are our differences on the table of the 365 XL and the Macro. But now let's put some range. Yes, we're gonna put range. Yeah, stupid. We're gonna put some rounds down range is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some rounds down range with these things. Try to get a feel. FYI, it's probably not going to be it's not going to be unbiased. There's going to be a bias here because, like I said, I have one of these. So there's a good chance that I'm going to end up shooting better with the XL over the Macro. Strictly because, again, I have one of these and I've put at least roughly 800 rounds through my XL. This isn't mine, but I've put roughly 800 rounds through an XL before. So just FYI, all right? But let's get down to it. All right, folks, so here we are. We're at the range. Let's get some rounds down. So we're gonna start the show with the gun of the hour. I got 5 rounds, 115 grain, 9mm ball, and I got my target out at 25 feet. For those of you that are not aware, I prefer to start training at 25 feet. That's for me. I'm not suggesting it for you. You may be there, you may not, I don't know. 25 feet is further than 21 feet, obviously, which is also known as 7 yards. 7 yards is the furthest average distance one could potentially experience if they had to use their weapon to defend themselves. 21 feet, 7 yards. 21 feet or 7 yards is also one of the qualifying distances that you'd have to shoot at if you took like a license to carry course. So I like to start out at 25 feet and then I'll build from there. Don't really go any further often than 45 feet. While training at such distances is beneficial and helpful, it's not realistic, okay? It's great to say that you can do it, but don't make that the focal point of your training. Train within the realistic distances. Plus, if you're shooting at something at, say, 75 feet or 25 meters away with a pistol, there's something not right about that, okay? Either A, you need to maneuver closer, or you need to get back. And I'm just going to go ahead and say most of you watching are the type that just need to get back. Law enforcement folks, they're the kind that are encouraged to move forward against fire. Everyone else is encouraged to just fall back, especially if they're that far. You're 75 feet, 25 meters. That is a good distance for you to just fall back and get out of the area, all right? We have to remember our roles, folks. Law enforcement, it's their job to go into the firefight. It's not ours. Give or take, some of us who are stubborn probably are going to be more trained and better trained than cops. Sorry. And, you know, we go towards fire anyways. Anyways, all right, let's go. All right. Yeah, 25 feet. Let's see what we can do. A little off. That went off the other way. Bad round. There we go. There we go. So overall, not a bad feeling shooting weapon. I do appreciate the extra room I get on the grip. And having a flush fit 17 round mag, that's pretty helpful. Let's go ahead and let's try that 5 shots one more time, since I was just getting a feel for her. There's always a slight adjustment period when firing a new weapon. So whenever you go out and you test fire a certain weapon, folks, say you come to a place like Nardis here, and you want to kind of try before you buy, because they got so many rentals that you can try out. If you're not doing great as far as your performance, do not take that as a bad sign about the firearm, okay? It could be that the firearm's not right for you, but also do remember it's okay to have that adjustment period. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. Again, I'm used to shooting the XL, so I need a little adjustment period for the macro. So 5 more rounds. Let's see if I can't do any better, all right? That was actually better. Let's bring it in and take a look. So again, folks, give yourself that opportunity for an adjustment period. All right. So here we are. There we go. So you see, I threw a few. I needed a little adjustment period. That's okay. I think I'm figuring her out. I'm ready to do it again. Now I'm going to test the difference between the macro and the XL. 25 feet. All right, so 5 rounds, 365 XL. I'll be damned. That second to last round sounded different. Been experiencing more of that lately with the lower quality, lower standards of quality of ammo. So I was fairly consistent, but I was a little low. Here I thought I was actually going to do better with the XL from the get-go, but shooting that macro kind of threw me off. But let's see if I can correct it. I corrected it a little bit. I think I got a piece of brass in my beard there for a second. Better than getting in the neck. That's no bueno. Alright, so this was my macro shooting, and here's my XL. So like I said, I was shooting kind of low, through a few, but clearly my shot group is tighter with the XL versus the macro. So again, that was kind of to be expected. I have more exposure, more training, more trigger time with an XL than I do the macro. And I have no doubt with time and training, I could become just as efficient, possibly even more efficient than with the macro than I am the XL. That could very well happen. So, overall, the guns are very similar. I just have more training with the XL, so I was a little bit better with it. So one might be thinking, if I have the XL, you know, that comes with flush fit 12-round magazines, you can get the 15-rounders, but you're still missing out on those 2 extra. In my personal opinion, if you already have the XL, stick with the XL. That's where you got the trigger time. That's where you got the training. You're basically starting over from where you were if you went with the macro. You could potentially pick yourself back up to where you were with the XL fairly quickly. You could, absolutely. But 2 rounds, you're just missing out on 2 rounds. All right. Macro comes with flush fit 17-round mag, and that's great and everything. But why don't you just buy the mag? Could just do that. So I kind of stumbled upon that when I was setting this up. I was just kind of curious, does this even fit? Sure enough, it does. No, it's not flush fitting. You got a little bit of a gap here, but it's roughly the same gap, honestly, as the 15-round mags that comes optional with the XL. So if you find yourself in that position and you're wondering, should I just get the macro, stick to the XL? If this doesn't bother you, just buy the macro magazines and keep your XL. So, pretty cool. It's kind of Glock too. It's kind of Glockish, you know. So when you really think about it, there's really not a whole lot much different or benefit of buying the macro. If you don't possess any of the 365 series of weapons, then sure, go straight for the macro. But again, if you already own the XL, just, in my opinion, stick with the XL, get yourself some macro mags, And there you are, 17 rounds. So that's what I got for y'all today, folks. I don't think I'm yelling because I can still hear myself. Okay. Anyways, that's what I got for y'all today. If y'all have any questions or comments, let me know down below. And as always, God bless, stay safe, and keep training.